everybody. I hope you've had a wonderful week. It is time for tea with me, Stacy. That's good. So, with tea, it makes you slow down. You've got to steep the water, or you got to heat the water, and then you've got to steep the tea in your little pots, and then you can drink it. And I think that's a big difference between coffee and tea. So as you can see, this is our coffee wall. Hubby is really into the coffee, and I don't mind a cup of coffee once in a while. But I love that tea makes you slow down. And I tell you right now, in our lives, it's really great to be forced to slow down once in a while in a pleasant way. And today I'm doing two different teas. This one is the one I'm drinking right now, and this one is for later. So first, let me tell you about the one I'm drinking right now. And it is from, I gotta get the old lady glasses on. My son had this idea. He's like, you really need these things because you're always losing stuff. I was like, you know what? He's right. Okay. So it's from the New Mexico Tea Company, and they do have a website. It's nmteaco.com. I can put that in the link in the comment section below for you. It's lavender chamomile, and oh my goodness, it smells so good, guys. In it is lavender, chamomile, cornflower, mallow blossom, lemongrass, and a hint of mango and lemon flavor, and it is tasty. So good. I have a mallow actually coming up in my backyard right now, and they are pretty tough plants, I'll tell you. I'm impressed with their ability to be tough. Okay, so what's in this one? This one I have in here plantain and lemon balm. Again, the plantain is not from the banana plant, it's the herb. And then lemon balm, and it is steeping in there. And in fact, I think it's been steeping long enough. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll wait a little bit longer. It's gonna go into this iced water, and I'm gonna have iced tea from that today. Really lovely. It tastes so good. So today I had promised that we would talk about balms. Why are there so many? And I have to say, I'm happy that there are so many out there. I think that's exciting because back when I started doing my own products, there weren't that many out there, and now there's so many of them and so many varieties. And so I'm going to talk about why there's so many varieties. The pollen is floating around, and so my nose is itchy. So sorry, guys. Okay, so let's talk about what the basic recipe for a balm is. Let me get there. Your basic recipe is going to have in it oil, a butter, like shea butter or cocoa butter or avocado, and then beeswax. That's it. That's your basic recipe. It's very simple. But then let's talk about what's not so simple. So what's in, for example, my lip balm has got lemon balm in it. And so that took the year of growing it, washing, and the time for it to dry, which is a month or two here, and then put into oil to infuse for 4 to 6 weeks, and then into the balm. And this is what adds the benefit to a balm, are all the amazing things that you can infuse into it. And then that wax and that oil and the butter solidifies and holds all of the wonderful goodness from the plants. So that is what's so special about balms. Now, there are 3 different things. There's balms, salves, and ointments. I like to call mine balms because I like to think about how soothing it is, because that's what these things are. It's really soothing for your skin in wherever and however you use it. And there's a huge variety. So like this one is, that one's the orangey one. And if I remember right, I think calendula is in that one. Then I've got the face balm, and it's got plantain, and it's got calendula, and it's got lemon balm in it, I think. And then I have a, like huge variety of stuff. So whatever I infuse in my oils, like the calendula, the chamomile, the lemon balm, the plantain, the rose petals. Did I say lavender? I think I did. And then that's about it. I think that's all that I'm working with at the moment that I have. Oh no, rosemary. I use rosemary. See, there's more stuff. I lose track, but there's a huge list, and you can make an endless variety of these things. Anyway, the salves really are usually referring to a healing property, same with ointment, but the only thing that's to me variable between a balm and those things are perhaps the thickness of it, the stiffness of the balm, and that's just about it for me, because it's about the same recipe, and then it's about what herbs you put into those products to help your skin be lovely. So, oh, lanolin. I use lanolin. I do that one especially for my kiddo. That's where I developed that one, because he really likes the lanolin on the skin. And again, that is not actually from the animal. It is from the wool of the animal, which I really love. And so that's kind of what balms are. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about doing things naturally. I was thinking about my mom. I want to tell you a little story about her. When we were growing up, my mom was really very into organic and homesteading and doing everything naturally when we were real little. And these are some of my favorite memories, and I think has had a huge influence on my adult life as I've gone more and more and more towards all the natural things. It's like kind of going home, you know. I remember when we were little, my mom used to take us foraging, which, you know, just the other day I realized, well, that was what we were doing, because we were foraging. You know, we didn't use that word back then, so didn't really know what it was, but she used to take us into the woods and we collected berries. In fact, one of my favorite memories is getting blueberries, and they're so tiny because they are wild. And we would run over the berries to get the one that we saw over there that was bigger. And my mom would be like, no, don't squash all the berries. So that was fun. And then we had property that had, part of it had a forest on it. And I believe it was in that forest that we had a mint field that just grew there naturally. So we would collect mint there. And then I remember my mom on country roads pulling over on the side. I mean, really country roads, far, far out, and collecting wild asparagus for our dinner. I just, you know, those kind of things bring great joy to me in my memory, and how much fun we used to have with my mom doing that. And then she used to also buy the whole grain from, I don't know where she used to get it, but she would get the whole grain, and then she would actually take it to a mill to have it ground up for flour for us, and then she would make amazing breads. Just one of those things that I remember in my house is, you know, the smell of bread being baked has just got one of the most warm, happy, joyful feelings for me. So it's one of those things that I try to get across in what I do too, is sharing that kind of love and warmth through these kind of products. So there you go. You got a story today, you got some tea, and you got story on balm. Now, next week, let's talk about preservatives and why this balm can last a really long time and lotions don't. And also, what are natural preservatives and how well they work, in my opinion. That's all it is worth, is just my opinion. Anyway, I hope you're having a beautiful week ahead of you, and be sure to be gentle with yourself, because there's only one you. And I'll see you next week.